Hi, my name is Nadine. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this video, I am going to be showing you how to milk the heck out of your content. So if you are someone that makes a lot of long form content, that could be vlogs, live streams, or just YouTube videos that are longer than a 3-minute short, this is the video for you because I'm going to walk you through a few different ways that you can actually extract that information in a short form that you can repurpose as a YouTube short, as an Instagram reel, a TikTok, if TikTok's still on and popping by the time you get a chance to watch this video. But it's so powerful and so beautiful and so wonderful when you can repurpose content, because some people, they are not really trying to watch a long video. They want to watch a short little snippet, and this will allow you to be able to cater to that audience as well. So I'm just looking down at my notes here just to make sure that I get all the good information out. I didn't mean to put that thumbs up there. I can get this good information out so that way you can go ahead and apply this to your day to day. So one of the things that is super important to understand is that content takes a lot of time, especially short form content. So I have been creating content now for a very long time, specifically video content since 2008, I believe is when I started my very first YouTube channel. So I've been creating long form content for a long time, especially doing lives on Instagram on various channels that I've had, and different types of content, just me talking to the camera, lots of talking head videos. I've done a lot of those, but I've also done interview videos and all sorts of videos. And honestly, I wish that this opportunity and these tools existed back when I was doing these things, because it makes life so much easier. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and I'm going to show you a few ways, but the first ways I'm going to show you are a little bit time intensive, and the last way, so make sure you stick around to the end, because the last way is the best way, the quickest way to get this done. And I got a little treat for those of y'all that are very interested and definitely want to try it out. So as I was saying, being able to repurpose your content is very important. From someone that has a marketing background, I've worked with clients doing short form content and long form content, managing social media. And this is one thing that I stress all the time. If you can repurpose your content, it's going to make your life so much easier, especially if you are on YouTube and you want to take some of that long form content that you've created and repurpose it for things like Instagram and Reels, etc., as I shared. So that is really going to help you to get a wider reach on your content. You can repost it to Pinterest. That's another one I forgot. And going to allow you to just get more viewers on different platforms and help to grow your channel across different platforms as well. So this is something that I know for myself in the past, I got really tied into that like short form content hamster wheel of always having to put out new bits of content all the time, short form. And it really helped me to realize how much I miss creating long form content. That's the reason I'm back on YouTube again. Yes. So being back on YouTube gives me that ability to create more long form content. And this is something that you can do with written content as well. Not in this particular video, but written content is something that before, when I used to blog a lot, I would absolutely love doing, because you can take your written content, you can splice it up, and you can go ahead and use that for tweets, for example, or threads and other short form content type of posts. You can put it into a little picture for Instagram and things like that. But we didn't come here to talk about text today. We came here to talk about video. So I'm going to move right along. So the thing about being able to streamline your content and cut the content is to make sure that when you're doing this, try to make sure that you're snipping the content, the part of the content that is the most interesting, the most engaging. So that could be the funny moments or the insight. So for example, I was doing Vlogmas, and during Vlogmas, there were some aha insights that I wanted to share in some videos where a lot of it was just vlog content. So what I did is I was able to go in and snip my content down to only share the insights. So that's really powerful. Also, if you're someone that does podcasts, this is also a really great way to do this. And this is something that, again, I wish I had access to when I was doing podcasts, because let me tell you, the first few ways I'm going to show you, well, one of them is a new way, but it's still not as seamless as the last way that I'm going to show you. So yeah, keep that in mind. Some of these tools, a lot of these tools are super new. So anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. What other tips did I want to give you before we get into it? And yeah, just if you can, you want to try to make sure that whatever short form content you're creating is something that catches the user's attention. And this is something, that if you know your audience, you might already know off the top of your head, like the parts that your audience might be more interested or would be more compelling to your audience. You'll be able to pinpoint where you're using your hooks and things like that, which is really going to help you to get a really good short or a really good reel or whatever to post. So that's a couple things to keep in mind. Another tip is to try to keep it concise. So ideally, especially on reels, for example, you might want to do it like under 60 seconds, I believe it is for reels. Shorts just extend it to 3 minutes, but ideally, if you could do 60 seconds, it's quick, it's short. People right now looking for a quick fix, scrolling through a lot of content. So that is a good way to cater to the individuals that aren't really trying to watch a long form content video. And it's a great little preview and promo for your long form as well. So if you snip a piece of content from a long form video that's on YouTube and the part that you snip is interesting, you can connect that to that video and have it as a related video. So if someone's watching it and they're very interested in that content, they can always go back and actually watch the full long form video. So that is something to keep in mind as well. So the next thing is, if you want to add edits, cuts, transitions, all of that stuff, you can do that. The last tool that I'm going to show you, I believe, has an option to do those things as well. It didn't have it before, but they just upgraded and okay. So that's great. I'm also adding music, text, and effects. I'm really big on adding captions in shorts and reels and things like that, just because it makes it so much easier, especially since a lot of people don't necessarily put their volume on their phone. Most people have their volume turned down or on silent, especially if they're scrolling at work or something like that, So you can definitely add music. I like adding music on mine most of the time, but I always make sure that there's a caption in there. If you want to add little emojis, effects, things like that, those are all things that can be done in a short to make it more compelling in a short form content. And we already talked about the hook. And also, if you can, this is not always possible, but if you can, this is something that I need to actually get better at as well. And maybe I can do a video, a quick little tutorial showing you how to do this if you don't have a compelling call to action at the end. So if you've ever listened to anybody in the marketing field, we're always going to tell you need to have a call to action. You let the people know what to do next after they watch your content. Once they watch from the beginning to the end, you got to lead them in the direction of what you want them to do. That's why here on YouTube, a lot of people say things like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on that bell notification. Those are call to actions. So having a clear call to action at the end of your short form content is really, really smart, depending on the platform. All right, so I hope you found this introduction helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the methods that you can now use to turn your long form content into short form content.
So the first way I am going to be showing you is on YouTube. So YouTube has a remix feature. So I'm just going right into one of my videos, clicking the remix feature, and it brings up the video in this view. And as you can see at the bottom, there's the timeline. So I'm just scrolling through the timeline to try to find a good snippet that I can use to repurpose into short form. And as you can see in the top right hand corner, right above the video there, it's showing 15 seconds. So of course, once you tap it, you can extend it to 60-second clip or even a 3-minute clip. So for the purpose of this particular clip, I am just using 29.2 seconds of this clip to create this short form piece of content, which is actually going to automatically repurpose into a short right on YouTube. And I actually ended up saving this as a draft. And then I went in and did my little edits and I believe I added some background music, and it is now live on the channel. So this is really cute, really neat, right inside of YouTube. One thing to note though is this way of repurposing your long form into short form content can only be done on YouTube mobile. You cannot do this on your desktop. But once you snip the little section that you want to snip, you can go on there and you can add a caption. As I said earlier, I absolutely love having captions on my videos. It makes it easier for everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that caption. Of course, you can add text. You can add a little filter to it if you want to. You could do your little voiceover. If you want, you can add a sticker. All that stuff that you would do if you were just uploading a short natively to the platform. Now, there is that timeline feature. I didn't get into that, but that basically allows you to split the screen. Here, I'm just showing you what it would look like if you were to go ahead and post it after you created the short. So you can go in there and fill out all that information. However, as I said, I just ended up saving this as a draft at the end of the day, and then ended up uploading it to my channel at a later date. So that is way number one to turn your long form content into short form content, is to go ahead right on your mobile device and do it right natively on YouTube. However, this is a time consuming method if you want to get a lot of shorts out. And every single time you open up the video, it opens up, I believe, at the beginning of the video or where you last previously watched the video. So it's a good little thing to do for shorts if you're trying to do just maybe a few shorts. But if you're trying to get a whole bunch of shorts, this is not the best method to go with to do that. The best method, if you're looking for multiple shorts, I'm saving that for the end, y'all. So if you want to see that method, you just got to keep on watching. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the next method. All right, so for method number 2, you do need to have the TubeBuddy app. So this is actually a new method that I recently discovered, and you access this by going into the TubeBuddy app inside of your YouTube studio, and I believe this can only be accessed through desktop. So they have this feature called suggested shorts, and in this feature, once you click on it, it's actually going to go and look through all your videos and pull up which video you can use as a suggested short, and it will actually show you the time frame that would make the best suggested short. So the way that their algorithm is picking this up, I believe, or their AI or their programming or whatever you want to call it is picking it up, it seems like it's based on the parts in your video where there is an increase in retention rate. So, for example, parts of your video where people might scrub back over to hear what you said, you know, if they are rewinding a certain part, this is going to pinpoint the part that people are rewinding and rewatching in your video, and it's going to highlight the timestamp of when that part is. So once you're able to identify that part within the video, then you can actually go in and go to the actual video and use the remix feature to be able to go in and remix out that one part of the video. Or you could go to your video editing app, however you edited your original video, and go in and snip that part of the video and use that. Now, I didn't realize I was not recording my screen, but that's basically what I ended up doing, was basically looking for the video and then going in to take that little snippet and snip out that part. Um, Ultimately, like I said, the remix feature is really the best way to do this. So you can use this on desktop just to figure out what is the best part to snip, and then you can just go in to your phone and access the remix feature and snip it that way. That's the quickest and easiest way instead of going back into your editing software. So that is way number 2. And let's go ahead and move on to way number 3. Okay, so this way is tried and true, and this is just going in to the software that you recorded the original video in and editing that thing, right? So I recorded this particular footage inside of Canva. So I went in and I tried to use their brand new feature, because honestly, doing it the old school way is very long, especially if you have a long video. Trying to scrub through the video is going to take you forever. It's painful, it's exhausting, especially if you don't know how to do the captioning inside of Canva. It's very time consuming. This is how I actually was led to my new favorite method that, don't worry, I'm showing right after this one. So this method I do not recommend. However, Canva did recently introduce some new AI features. Like, there was one called Highlight, and they had another one that I don't remember what it's called, but they took the other one away, it looks like, and all that was left was Highlight. But for whatever reason, I was struggling to figure out why it wasn't working. It just would not work for me. I clicked it literally 20 times and it just would not do what I needed it to do. So I don't know if it's because the video was too long or what's going on with that. I did try to go in and split the video into half to try to see if it would let me try it on just a shorter snippet of the video. That did not work either. So I was very disappointed in how this feature delivered. I don't really know what to say about that, because this is the first time I've been disappointed with Canva in years. In years. And I have a love-hate relationship with Canva from before, and I was not a fan of Canva, and now I love it. I use it quite a bit, actually. So this was very disappointing to me, and it's boo. So I can't show you guys this method, unfortunately. If you have used this method and you like this message, please definitely go ahead, comment down below, and let us know if you love it. So that was method number 3. And now moving on to the last, but definitely not the least, and perhaps maybe my favorite method. No, definitely my favorite method for turning your long form content into short form content. So exciting. And this is it right here. Practically my saving grace to turn long form content into short form content. What you're looking at right now is Opus Clip, and let me tell you something, it is life changing. All you need is the link of your video, or if you have the actual video file. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video that I created for the day after Vlogmas, and it's absolutely amazing. So basically you go in there and you can either clip everything, it's a new feature, or clip anything, sorry, it's a new feature that they just recently implemented. So you can clip pretty much any type of content as it's showing there. And then there's the clip basic. So the clip basic is all that they had when I had originally found this particular program, and that's what I use. So you could do the section where you don't want to clip, or you go and you do the AI clipping. That's what I use. Absolutely love it. This one is really good for talking head videos, podcast videos, but you can go and you can select what type of video it is that you are clipping. So those are all the different options that they give you. I always just leave it on auto, and then you can go and you can select the time frame that you want the video to be. It goes all the way up to 10 to 15 minutes. I typically do 30 seconds to 59 seconds, but I was a little indecisive today and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I was sitting there just looking at it. I'm like, well, now that we can do up to 3 minutes, not only on YouTube Shorts, but also on Instagram Reels, I was in my head a little bit. But I finally selected uh, the regular 30 seconds to 59 seconds. And it gives you options about the caption that you want to use, how you want your caption to show up at the bottom. So you just scroll through and pick one of the pre-made captions that they have, or you can save your own. This is the one that I used. I didn't like it. I think that's the one I used at the very first time I used it. But for now, I pretty much use the same one for all my videos, and it is the deep diver one. It looks like it's the same one on that Ali Abdel video. So that's what's up. So then you just click this little link there, and then it does its thing. As you can see, it's saying that it's going to need 8 minutes to go ahead and get this situated. So it's 20% complete, and it's going to take 8 minutes. So I'm gonna let it do its little thing. See, click that, shows you there. Your video is processing. It's gonna take 8 minutes. So I'm gonna let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna come back and show you what it's looking like once the 8 minutes has passed. So 8 minutes is over, and it is here loading up all these good up videos ready to go. Do you see these videos with the little caption on and everything? Now this is where it gets fun. As you can see these numbers all across, right? So the first one is showing a 99 out of 100, and all down the board you see those A's. Yes. So basically what it does, it gives you a title, an AI generated title that you can use for the video. I rarely use the exact same title that's given, but you can if you want to. It also provides you with the transcript, and then it gives you a ranking based on the 4 key features here, which is your hook, your flow, the value, and the trend. So A's are golden. So this basically is a virality score, and they're trying to let you know that if you go ahead and you upload this video, that this video is a video that should perform well based on the way the content is delivered in the video. So when you hover over any of the scores, it'll just give you a quick little breakdown on why the video is good, and if there's anything you need to improve on, it's going to let you know right in there. Okay. As well, you can change your title. This is a new thing. I don't believe they had this before. So you have a couple different tones that you can change your title to if you do want to use the AI generated title that it provides. So with one click, you can just switch it on up. Okay. Now, I did mention text earlier. You see how you have that transcript? You can actually take that transcript and just find the key points in that transcript and turn that into a short form piece of content as a quote post, or, as a tweet, a thread, whatever, sky's the limit. So anyhow, typically I just download it in HD, but you do have the option to connect to a social media account. These are the social media accounts it allows you to connect to. I have not connected any social media accounts. I probably should, but I have not as yet. And if you notice, there's some pro options. I personally have the starter account, because with the starter account, you get 150 credits every single month, which 150 credits is 150 minutes. And that's more than enough for me as of right now. In the future, maybe I'll upgrade to Pro. Pro is 300 credits. So anyhow, you can go and you can edit the video. So I went in to edit it, and it is so amazing what they've done in here. Before, you could really just go in and edit just like a couple things, like the layout of it. If you have any filler words or pauses, you could go in and delete those out. I don't have any in this particular video, but you can do text overlays, you can do transitions, you can do voiceovers, you can even do B-roll now, add music, and they didn't have most of these things when I first started using this app. So let me tell you something, they're doing a little upgrade. They're coming a long way, especially with the music section. One thing I will note though is when I did try to use some of these features a couple weeks ago when they just launched them, I realized that half of it was no good to me unless I upgraded to Pro. So use at your own discretion. They do have a free account, so if it is something that you just kind of want to test the waters and try it out, I highly recommend give it a quick little go, see if it's something that you like, because it will definitely help you to get your long form content all the way together into little short pieces of content. So if you look here, I think I ended up with, let's see, I think there's 19 different pieces of content, and that happened in literally 8 minutes. And I literally did zero work. So I am absolutely in love with Opus Clip. If you would like to try Opus Clip, there will be a link in the description, and you will get 30% off if you use my link and you purchase the Pro option. So there you have it. Cheers to short form content.